Hi everyone, it's Marta. Today I wanted to do a kind of a different video other than my recipe videos because I know some of you out there who have just got your braces really cannot chew at all. So first off, if you have not watched my previous videos, I do have some videos on braces friendly actual recipes. If you want, you can check those out if you want actual recipes. But today I just wanted to give you an idea of healthy things that you can eat when you really cannot chew, because that was one of my issues when I just got my braces. A lot of times I'm in pain for like a day, and eating anything really hurts. I know that not everybody goes through that, so if you don't go through that kind of pain, good for you, yay. But for the rest of us who are actually in a lot of pain and cannot chew food, this may be helpful. Now stay tuned for the end of the video because there's going to be a bonus delicious frozen fruit dessert. Another reason why I want to do this video is because when you go to the orthodontist and they give you ideas of what to eat in those first few days, a lot of the ideas they give you are like applesauce, macaroni and cheese, pasta, rice, potatoes, mashed potatoes, very kind of lame, at least for me, kind of lame foods. And I wanted to try to, continue to eat healthy the way I normally do, except just mushier foods. Enough of this talking. I just wanted to give you some ideas that you can still eat healthy when you really cannot chew. First, we're going to start with some veggies. You might think, oh man, there's no way, if I can't chew, how am I going to eat veggies? But there's an awesome way to get veggies in your life even when you can't chew them. The thing I do is I roast most of my veggies. Can you imagine chomping on a carrot just like this? No way. So carrots, bell peppers, also, these are things that are crunchy normally, but if you chop them up and you toss them with some olive oil, salt and pepper even, and you stick them in the oven and roast them, you can roast them to the point where they're really just completely almost falling apart, and you don't really have to chew them at all. You can also roast them and then you could throw them in a blender just to kind of mush them up. When you're eating this kind of in this way, it's not maybe the most glamorous way of having foods, but you have to get through it, and you still want some, obviously some of the nutrients that come with veggies. Another one that I really love to have, doesn't take as long to cook, are zucchinis. You can either pan roast them or you can throw them in the oven with everything else. So the other thing that you could do is get some tomatoes. These are nice small tomatoes. You can just use regular tomatoes as well, but they're really good, again, tossed in olive oil, salt and pepper, and stuck in the oven. These literally fall apart. If you want to get rid of the skins, you can use the bigger tomatoes and just peel them, so that this way you don't have to worry about trying to chew the skin. There's regular potatoes, and then there is sweet potatoes. So if you want to get some more nutrition in your food, try a sweet potato. These roast up in the oven so nicely. If you're trying to get the veggies in your life, definitely number one tip for getting them to the point where you can eat them when you can't chew them is to roast them in the oven. And usually it's like 375 for 20 minutes, 20-30 minutes, depending on how hard and how big your pieces are. The other thing that I really love is cauliflower. You don't actually have to roast this in the oven. You can chop them up into smaller pieces and pan roast them. Because of the texture of cauliflower, it gets really mushy just naturally. Now the other thing that I really like, I can get some riced cauliflower, so you'll notice that it looks like little rice pieces. Basically it's the cauliflower but cut up into tiny little pieces. When you cook it, it becomes really like rice, but it's still a veggie, so you could still get some nutrients from that. When it comes to getting some nutrients, and especially some good fats in my diet when I can't chew, my best friend is the avocado. Avocados are great for breakfast next to your scrambled eggs and some toast. You can make a guacamole, and you could just, you can eat it with your roasted veggies, as well as some hummus. You can buy hummus pretty much in any store these days, so this is a great side to have next to all of your veggies. The other way to get a lot of good nutrition into your diet when you can't chew is to have fruits. Now fruits, I think, are a lot easier to get incorporated into your diet because a lot of them are already quite soft. But one of the best bets you can get, of course, is bananas. These are some organic bananas. The great thing is that with a lot of the fruits, you can just turn them into a fruit smoothie. It's so So easy. So you can definitely take, you know, an apple that you wouldn't necessarily be able to chew, a pear, just throw a bunch of fruits into a fruit smoothie. When you're making the smoothies, just grab some frozen fruit. I have some frozen raspberries, frozen nectarines, and frozen peaches. And I'm actually gonna make a nice delicious dessert using these frozen fruits in just a minute. So stay tuned for that. I really like to get a lot of good nutrition. I like the acai powder. You can just throw it into your smoothies and get a lot of nutrition that way as well. Okay, so now that we have most of our veggies and our fruits under our belt, we can talk about kind of other ways, of course, to get some protein and some like grains when we cannot chew. Another great thing to have to eat, like when you're thinking of breakfast or even snacks, definitely go for some yogurts. That is the number one thing. I mean, come on, how easy is that? Now, the other thing for breakfast or afternoon snack, whatever you prefer, I love to have either some old-fashioned oatmeal. If you don't want rolled oats, one of my favorites, I mean, I know it's kind of like baby food, but I love cream of wheat. But this is a great thing to have because it's nice and smooth and it's very actually quite filling. I like to have some peanut butter on there. I know you may be thinking peanut butter will get really sticky in your braces. As long as you don't move it around your braces, then you'll be fine. But definitely you can stick some peanut butter in your oatmeal and your cream of wheat, and it gives you some protein that way. I also like polenta. Now this is polenta that's already kind of like in a log form, so it's kind of, you know, it's kind of hard. Normally I take this and I slice it on a frying pan and I just kind of heat it up. But you could also get polenta that's just kind of like in grain form, and you can cook it that way. It's almost like a cream of wheat. You can cook it that way, but that's a great idea. Another grain that I like to have is couscous. It's not really a grain, it's like a pasta, but in tiny little granules. So it cooks instantly. You don't actually have to boil it. You boil some water and you throw this in and you cover it 5 minutes, boom, you're done. So couscous is great to have. You can have it as a side to your veggies, you know, your roasted veggies and your hummus. It's a great idea. Also, another really healthy idea is some quinoa. I mean, this is pretty much empty here, but quinoa is great because it's one of those grains that you don't really have to chew. Of course, let's not forget our rice. This is just already cooked brown rice. If you don't like brown rice, you know, you can definitely go for regular white rice, but you get a lot more fiber this way. And let's not forget our Italian friend, the gnocchi, the potato gnocchi. You can have it with some pesto. Of course, let's not forget, I don't actually have it here, but egg noodles. Those are really like slippery and soft. Or just regular pasta. If you could chew through that, awesome. You can have it with pesto or some tomato sauce. Now, I don't eat a lot of meat, but once in a while I'll have like chicken breast and I'll pan fry it. What I did in the very beginning when I could not chew, pan fried some chicken breast with a lot of seasonings, and I threw it in my Vitamix. It just basically shredded it up, so I didn't really have to chew it too much. So that's really good. But also if you're going for like fish, you know, you can use regular tuna. I'm talking a lot, I know. I'm trying to get a lot of information in here. So we can also do protein by getting beans into our diet. I love all sorts of beans, but I mean the easiest ones to have is refried beans. Sometimes I'll put beans on the side of my eggs and like for breakfast. There's also black beans, there's red kidney beans. This is a great way to get nutrition, fiber, and protein into your diet. Oh yeah, I forgot one thing, falafel. If you're not familiar with falafel, it's actually made out of chickpeas, I believe, yes? Yes, so it's made out of garbanzo beans. This is already pre-made, so it's really nice and easy. Just pop it in the oven, boom, done. But basically what it comes out to, it looks kind of like little meatballs, but it's not meat-based at all. But it's great fiber and protein content in these little garbanzo balls. Basically, that's what they are, but they're really nicely seasoned. You can have this with like pita bread. If you have a nice soft pita bread, you can have it with the hummus on the side and the roasted veggies. That's a really nice either dinner or lunch. Anyways, I hope that was enough information for you to get some great ideas of what things you can still eat and get still good nutrition when you can't chew. So now we come to the part that everybody's been waiting for. I know, we're getting there. So we're gonna make the delicious fruit dessert. Now I have a Vitamix, because it's awesome. I highly recommend getting either a blender, an awesome blender like a Vitamix, or just a regular blender when you get braces, because you're going to use that puppy all the time. Basically, for this dessert, we're gonna need some of the frozen fruits I was showing you earlier, frozen nectarines, and some of the frozen peaches. I'm also gonna put in to me this is disgusting, a banana. I'm also gonna put in some frozen raspberries, and I'm gonna sprinkle in some acai powder. So we get a lot of nutrition in a delicious dessert. So all you need to do is just throw it all in the blender. All that frozen fruit on the side, then we're gonna stick in our banana, a really ripe banana. Oh, I don't like that. Ugh. Okay, that banana is literally falling apart. We'll just get rid of it that way. And I'm gonna put in a couple teaspoons of the acai powder. So I'm gonna let's do 2 teaspoons. Quite hefty teaspoons if I say so myself. And we're gonna blend this up. Now, you might want to be careful when you have a regular blender, because this might be kind of hard going for it. But I have the Vitamix and I got my little mixer here, and I'm just gonna mush it in there. So let's get going. Okay, so after a lot of blending, we got the goods right in here. Let's just get one bowl out of here. And I'm gonna plate it up. So you're basically left with a really thick frozen fruit concoction. I mean, so thick you can actually spoon it. So it's kind of like you're making sorbet, but I mean, this is all fruit, all deliciousness, and it's all healthy. And I don't mind if I have a ginormous bowl of this. Don't mind at all. So I would make it beautiful for you, but you know what? I just want to try it. It's so delicious. The acai powder definitely gives it a lot of deep flavor. You can't really even taste the nectarines or the peaches. So, I mean, you can play around with the different types of fruit that you make your frozen dessert with. And of course, there's no chewing involved, so yay for everyone! I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, give me a thumbs up. You can also subscribe for more videos like this. I also do other videos, of course. I do, in addition to kind of recipe videos, I do kind of fashion things, I do kind of beauty things. I'm all over the place. So if you like that, subscribe to my channel. But I hope you guys are doing great, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!